For women's basketball, 14 years in a row, UConn is in the Final Four. Double overtime in a thriller in Bridgeport Con last night. They beat North Carolina State, the first double overtime game in the Elite Eight, or later in the history of the NCAA women's basketball tournament. And UConn, Gino Auriemma back in the Final Four for women's basketball in a thriller last night. What's up to you? Good morning. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, what's good?
What it do?
You all right?
We
Greg Heyer's going to be with us today. He's the new hire down in New Mexico State. Your new coach, Aggie fan, you'll get to meet him. 195-20 as a head coach. Got a 5-year deal, somewhere in the area of $300,000 annually as a base, plus incentives, retention, beat New Mexico, beat UTEP, win conference titles, make more money kind of a deal. Said all the right things. We'll see how many of his current players that he impressed who want to stay. But I'm looking forward to having a conversation. Certainly a confident young man, 46 years old, as he takes over a program that was vacated. The position was vacated by his friend Chris Jans, a man with whom he had worked previously, for whom he had played. And it's I think you and I probably thought this is where this was going. Players wanted James Miller, who is now going to join Chris Jans in Starkville in Mississippi State, the assistant coach who had been there, had recruited a lot of these players. And Greg Heyer said to the players yesterday, look, give me a chance. He says, I know you signed up to play for Chris Jans. You wanted another coach. Here I am sitting here. Just give me a chance. All I ask for is a chance. If you give me a chance, I can help change your life. We'll see if the message got through. Interesting hire. I'm majority of Aggie fan I've talked to thinks it's a good hire.
Hey, look at the track record. It's very similar to Chris Jans in terms of the experience before becoming a Division I head coach. Now, of course, Chris kind of had that early opportunity
At
Bowling Green. But it's one that I think you have to be really excited about, winning at a high level wherever you are. You know, something Mario Mochi pointed out, that you can't just dismiss it because it's not D1 wins. Like, there's a track record there. It's going to be really interesting to watch recruiting if he's able to keep that up, because he's going to have a lot of interesting connections all across the country, the places he's coached, especially being at the JUCO ranks. And this checked really all the boxes of what Mario Mochi was looking for in the guy to step in and keep going what Chris Jans kept going himself, but it felt like over the Jans era, he even raised the expectations for New Mexico.
Well, he did. No, he did. There was a story written in the Santa Fe New Mexican the other day that said New Mexico State is now the premier program in the state of New Mexico. And if you want to have that conversation, I mean, you'll fall on whichever silo the color of your shirt is. If you're wearing cherry, you're going to say hell no, and if you're wearing crimson, you're going to say, well, obviously. But the expectations have been certainly moved up from a program that had high expectations. And now it's on Greg Heyer, who comes in and with an interesting background and worked his way up. And it's very blue-collar, and it's very New Mexico State. And I think proudly very New Mexico State, right? A guy with a background that isn't royalty, a guy that came out of nowhere, places like Loras College and Chipola College, and it was an assistant at Southern Miss, Wichita State, and LSU, but then East Tennessee, and then Northwest Florida State, a guy that was a grinder. There was a gym rat, that was a coaching gym rat, whatever the equivalent of that is, I don't know, whiteboard rat, whatever you want to call it, but a grinder who came up in this business, somewhat like James Miller, right? That is very, very proudly New Mexico State-ish. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. With everything that you laid out, because it's still a grind at New Mexico State. Yeah, you know what? They're the best basketball team in this state.
Yeah, people are going to be pissed off, but that's the truth. Well, wait a minute, Jeff. We beat them in 3 of the last 4.
I'm sitting here wearing a Lobo sweatshirt saying that. And you can throw the conferences out there all you want, but guess what? They get it done. And they've gotten it done. And that adds to the rivalry. That adds to those games. And him coming in, having that edge, you have to have it at New Mexico State, because the fan base, the entire fan base has it.
The inferiority complex, the little brother syndrome, the we get the scraps and we make most out of it syndrome, right?
Yes, because there's basketball talk, and then there's capital outlay talk, and there's this and that, and they get into everything in this rivalry.
Yeah, no, I get that. And look, I already hear you. I already hear you clicking on your phone. I already hear the typing. Jeff, New Mexico's beat them 3 out of the last 4, and you're right. They have. Absolutely, you're 100% right. New Mexico has beaten them 3 of the last 4 times. And before that, I think New Mexico State had won, 5 or 6 in a row. And you can say, look what they're doing in their conference, and, well, their little conference. Look, I don't know that losing to Chicago State is anything different than getting blued out by San Jose State, to be honest with you. You can tell me it's a little different, and we can have that conversation. But okay. Bottom line is, they go to the NCAA tournament. They get it done. We would be doing the same thing in that conference. All right, then go to that conference. Is that what you want? No, they never said no to your conference, did they?
They didn't.
Did they ever say, no, thanks, we're going to stay here? So we'll see. And when they go to Conference USA, will they go every year like, it seems like they do? Probably not. But will they go relatively regularly? I don't know why they can't continue to do what they've done. The hire is interesting. I want your thoughts. Aggie fan, you've heard from him. He'll be with us at 8:30. Greg Heier is scheduled to be with us, and we will talk with the new head coach. The record's impressive, JJ. 195-20. I don't care where you're coaching. 195-20 is something, don't you think?
Yes, it is. And I do think, too, you're looking at this the overall picture, and he talked about it a little bit yesterday. It's, some of the mentors he listed, 2 of them, Greg Marshall and Larry Eustace, they didn't quite end well for those guys.
Well,
and then you look at, LSU.
Will Wade.
And what we just saw happen with Will Wade.
Yep.
And so I think it was a good thing that he did come out and say, I've learned what not to do at times, and kind of acknowledge that, because there's a lot of things you look at Greg Heier and go, oh, you're very close to few dudes that aren't coaching
anymore. All right, if we acknowledge, though, while all those guys, it didn't end well, do we acknowledge that Will Wade, but more so Greg Marshall and Larry Eustace are good basketball coaches?
Yes.
Okay. And their discretions, I got to believe Mario looked through this, is the discretion for Greg Marshall was allegedly physically hitting players. What was Larry Eustace's? Was it extracurricular stuff down at Iowa State, right? He was at a frat party, right? He was out partying with the kids and getting a little friendly with the co-eds. Is that right?
Well, then at Colorado State.
And then what happened at Colorado State?
It was off-court allegations, like,
was he too hard on players?
Verbal abuse, some questionable allegations when it comes to race and things like that.
Okay. And so what did you take from them? I think the one thread they all have in common is they were pretty good basketball coaches. So is that what you learned about basketball? Chris Jans also learned under Greg Marshall, and his players loved him. Mm-hmm. So who was his mentor was Greg Marshall, and it feels like Chris Jans did okay with that. He was hard on his players, but we never had an allegation of him physically crossing the line, did we? So, I mean, does the apple fall far from the tree? I don't know. Do you hold the son accountable for this father?
No, but there's 3 dudes that he says are his mentors, and all of them are coaching not because of basketball. Yeah. Not coaching, not for non-basketball.
Right, and they're all really good basketball coaches is my point. So, I mean, what did you – I don't know. So does that disqualify him? Because – and they all have different discretion,
I appreciate that he acknowledged that he can learn from those situations. While he respects those guys, he still understands that there's – you got to hold yourself to a certain standard, even in college basketball. And it looks like no one has a standard.
Yeah. Will Wade was violations and recruiting violations, and I mean they're all different things. So I guess he's got a pretty good gamut of what not to do, right?
Yes, he does.
He's got a pretty good way of learning what not to do. All right, so he'll be with us coming up at 8:30 this morning, and you can get into what he had to say. We got NBA stuff. The Memphis Grizzlies, by the way. They beat the Warriors last night. Now, it was kind of the Warriors, right? It was the Warriors without Draymond and Clay and Steph, but they beat the Warriors last night. I know you know the answer. Hey, Marie, good morning to you. Do you know what the Memphis Grizzlies record is without Ja Morant?
I don't know, but I don't think it's good.
You don't? Okay. Do you know where the Memphis Grizzlies – no, don't look it up. I'll tell you what it is. Oh. You don't have to look it up. I've already done that. Do you know where the Memphis Grizzlies are in the standings?
Are they
Memphis Grizzlies are the second best team, not only in the Western Conference, but in the NBA, according to record. And nobody, you do sports talk radio, and you don't know that. So I'm going to tell you that the majority of people don't know that. What if I told you that the Memphis Grizzlies record without Ja Morant, who is an MVP candidate, is 18-2?
Wow.
18-2. Would that tell you that the Memphis Grizzlies are decent?
I would say that says they're pretty decent.
All right, what's the
I
name?
didn't know that.
Now you do. What's the name of your book?
Name 3 players.
All right, can you name 3
No.
players on the team?
Absolutely not.
You have D'Anthony Melton or Jaren Jackson or
I
Steven
know
Adams.
JJ can probably.
All right. JJ, are the Memphis Grizzlies contenders for the title? Because every other team, we hear a lot about the East and Philly and the Nets and Milwaukee, and Miami's fading hard. And we certainly hear the teams in the West. We hear about Golden State and Phoenix and whoever's making a run now. Dallas is 4. Denver is 6. Are the Memphis Grizzlies contenders? Because I got to tell you the answer is yes.
Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies are right there with the Phoenix Suns.
Right?
They are better than, say, the Utah Jazz. I think they're better than the Denver Nuggets. All the teams that are ahead of, but you think about, you're talking about Jokic. You talk about
Right.
Utah being close, not able to get over that hump. And because of the depth that they have. Being 18-2 without Ja Morant is ridiculously impressive. And they blew out Golden State last night. It's like, all right, Golden State was on a rest day. They rested everybody. And Steph Curry's still out with his foot injury. And they made sure that that game wasn't even close at home. And it's really impressive. Dylan Brooks is back in the rotation. Desmond Bane.
123.95, by the way.
Yeah, candidate for most improved player of the year. That is a very good basketball team. And it's very similar to just kind of the rise of Phoenix. Like, it's a team that's good, and you didn't really know about them, and all of a sudden,
the playoffs will hit.
All the pieces hit.
Yep. Look, Postmasters, this is the sports calendar, right? We go NCAA tournament.
Totally.
This is how it goes, right? You go NCAA tournament, Masters, and then the playoffs will start. America will learn about the Memphis Grizzlies. America will learn, like they did last year, they learned about the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, we'll name 3 players.
You're going to
We'll know every
all about
player.
it, and by the second game of round 1, you're going to be an expert on them. Oh, yeah, no, look at that guy. They can't. We're going to have this conversation about the NBA. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us today. That's area code 505-246-0610. That'll serve as the text line and the phone line. Emails will come in, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. You can find us on the Twitter, or JJ at _JJ Buck, or can I hit you at Part-Time Bro?
At Part-Time Bro, on any platform you please.
All right, any platform you please. Emails, I think I already gave you that. Facebook, the OD and the AM. You can watch the show. I'm going to guess, because I can't see you guys anymore. I'm just going to guess that it's Adrian back there. Maybe Grant's with you. I don't know. But we're on the Facebook, the OD and the AM. Comcast Channel 26, ProView Networks is making sure we're on TV. Greg Hires going to be with us at 8:30 this morning. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Will Gregory play anybody in the JUCO ranks, or was it the whack of the JUCOs so he could pad his record like Jans did? I don't know. When you win a national championship, do you play anybody? Feels like you would play the best on your way to a national championship.
Usually beat some good teams.
Yeah, I mean, look, do what you got to do, man. Make yourself feel better. If that makes you feel better, make yourself feel better. I don't care. Did he play in the SEC? Probably not. Jan's record may slip a little in the SEC, just like Alford slipped a little bit when he went to the Pac-12, didn't it? Just asking. Did Alford slip a little? He went to the Sweet 16, though. That was really good. All right, 505-246-0610 is the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck, Greg Heyer will be with us coming up at 8:30 this morning. Did you watch UConn NC State last night?
That was great.
Okay, I feel like I really missed something good. I did not see it. Saw some highlights, had some other stuff going, did not see it. Felt like it was good, huh?
It was fantastic. Late game execution, clutch shots, double overtime, everything you want out of NCAA tournament games, they give you.
Chino Ariam has been to 22 Final Fours, said it was one of the best games I've ever been a part of. Do you buy into some of the stuff? And there was a lot of it going in, and it wasn't just afterward. It wasn't just bitter, and because I buy into it. We don't let NCAA teams on the men's side play home games. And I know this was not in their home gym. Bridgeport, Connecticut is pretty much a home game for them. Would that be like SC playing at the Staples Center? I mean, do they when there's is this too much of a home game on this stage, do you feel?
No.
Okay. I'm really split on this one because I'm trying to think of a time. We let Kansas go to Kansas City all the time, don't we?
Yes.
We always let North Carolina go to Greensboro or wherever it is in the NCAA tournament. Honestly, I guess I should do my homework. And look, Connecticut's a small state, so I just assumed that it wasn't very far. How far Stores is from Bridgeport, but it feels like it's right there. Did they get an unfair advantage here?
That got an advantage in this situation.
The 2 seed, the 1 seed had to go up there.
But it's also one where you want energy, you want atmosphere at these games, and
you had it last night.
You got it last night, and if it was advantage UConn, okay, well, you had an opportunity to win, and I think most people will embrace that.
It is an hour and 22 minutes from Stores to Bridgeport. Got to go through Hartford and then go down. So Bridgeport is the southwestern part of Connecticut, kind of on the way to New York. and Storrs is up further closer to Rhode Island. If that means anything to you, I mean, do you care? It wasn't Hartford. It was a home game. Hell of a game though. I guess that's no different than Kansas playing in Kansas City, right? It's no different than Stanford would be playing in San Francisco, or you would have, let. I mean, I don't know. Notre Dame to Chicago might be a little bit of a stretch, but that's okay, right?
Yes.
All right. All right. If you watch that, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Emails are already starting to come in. How Sid almost missed the best game in history. I will get there. I will get there. Bruce says, "Pooh Bloods, Jeff. I can't tell you how uninterested I am in the finals this weekend. There's not one kind of underdog to get behind." Okay. So what would get you interested then, Bruce? I mean, then let me know.
St. Peter's.
Yeah, but St. Peter's probably wasn't going to get to the Final Four. So would you feel better about I don't know who's left. Would you feel better about a Houston? Would Miami have worked for you? Arkansas? I mean, you got 4 brand names. This is what people tell me. I'm relatively on his side, although I'm very interested in it because this is as blue as it gets, and you've got some unbelievable stories and some huge names in Carolina and Duke and Kansas and Villanova. But what would interest you then at that point? Do you need to have a one of your dogs in the horse or in the race? Like, what would interest you if you're not interested in this? Because this feels like, wow, if you like college basketball, you're going to dig this, right? The ratings should be really good for this, wouldn't you think?
Yes. And I'm here for sport regardless. I don't have to have an underdog story. I'm not one that, oh my gosh, it's Duke again. Oh my gosh, it's the Yankees or Lakers. Like, go out there and beat those teams. Like, that's the whole point of it. Y'all play to win the game. And if someone else can't get there, so be it. This is what you got.
I mean, St. Peter's made a run. They made a hell of a run. Bill, good morning to you. How you living?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. What's happening?
I was just going to tell you the result of my not-so-million-dollar bracket. I ended up with 8 of the 16 Sweet 16 teams.
Pretty good.
Not too bad. I was kind of happy.
Yeah.
And then I ended up with 1. I ended up with Villanova was the only one in the Elite 8. So that rest of them, and of course I didn't pick them to win. I thought Arizona would be around before then. So, but I was just going to ask you guys if you thought there was a team that you for sure thought, would be this far and then
Arizona.
Didn't make Arizona. Okay,
yeah.
That's what I had picked them to be the Final Four, and I thought maybe Baylor or Texas Tech might stick around, but they got beat early. So, but anyway, you guys have a great day and have a good one.
Thanks, Bill. Did you have a team like you were sure of? Because I really liked Gonzaga, and I was relatively certain on Arizona.
Well, I picked Kansas to win.
Well, then there's your team.
That's the team that's still alive. Everything else, no bueno.
Yeah, no, then that's your team. I really, really liked Arizona this year. I loved everything that was rolling with them. First-year coach is the one thing I overlooked, but I really, really liked what they were doing. This one's for you. It says, it's from James. It says 3 words. Now who's leaving? He's talking about the Lady Lobos. When do we get the article from Sickinger mentioning so-and-so is gone? I saw you just tripping on the going through the transfer portal. That was on the men's side, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many names were already in there?
Oh, there's a couple hundred, easy.
Easy. All right.
Yeah.
Have you heard any?
Nope, but we'll find out when it's posted on social media.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Mike wants to know on the WNIT, Jeff, so what's the result of Bradbury's belly aching? 1, goodbye Ty. Number 2, Ty stays, but a different date. That's the Ty Murray Invitational. 3, no change. WNIT works around the rodeo. Or 4, bye-bye Bradbury. The answer's 3, isn't it? I mean,
nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing's happened. What do you think's going to happen? The answer's easy. I mean, first of all, I think they got a multi-year contract with the PBR at the time.
4-year extension.
Yeah, so they got a multi-year contract. The PBR is on a tour. They're not going to come back. Oh, wait, we'll bring everybody back down to New Mexico from South Dakota, where we're in Colorado and Wyoming, where we're doing a tour because now your building's open. Sorry, we'll just pass you or go. And the answer is nothing's going to happen. Now I'm going to guess, And I know Eddie Nunez is doing a. Are you going to the round table today?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to discuss.
There's a round table with Eddie, and Eddie, I believe, is going to be on with us tomorrow. But to sit down with media and go over, some of the things that are going on, including the PBR and including, a bunch of stuff. And I know this will come up, and the philosophy will come up. But nothing's happening. They got a contract with the Timer Invitational. And that's how it's going to be, and that's how it's been, and it's how, by the way, I know this might not be in the popular opinion, although maybe it is. It's how it's supposed to be. It should be. I mean, so many people have been bellyaching JJ about where are all the other events? How are they going to make revenue off of that building? Right? There you go.
Yeah.
It's kind of your biggest one. Spring's in the air. Not just because Ty Murray came to town, but spring's in the air. My eyes have been bright red for 5 days. Allergies. But that means you're going to start moving. And you're going to be out and you're going to be active. Fellas, you ready for it? How you feeling? Are you ready for spring? If you're not, if you're tired too often, feeling sluggish, put on a few too many pounds, maybe even dealing with erectile dysfunction, give New Mail a call. New Mail helps men all over the country deal with these very natural things. New Mail's number is 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or you can go online at newmail, NUMALE.com, and feel better. So why are so many men visiting New Mail? Because it works. New Mail utilizes industry-leading testosterone replacement to help men deal with very natural symptoms. Fellas, the reality is, as you get older, there's a real good chance you're going to be affected by these natural things. You don't have to succumb to them, though. That's where New Mail comes in. New Mail's number is 505-652-1688. Take care of it. They're right here in Albuquerque. Convenient. And it works. That's the beauty of New Mail. The results are real. Call New Mail, 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, and feel better.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out, it needs to be replaced. We're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Breeze is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it.
Basketball coach
For
Greg
life's loudest
Heyer coming up.
moments.
That'll be at 8:30 today. He was introduced yesterday down in Las Cruces. NFL is meeting. They're going over overtime rules. They have instituted a new rule in hopes of having more minorities as head coaches. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, Amory, Adrian. So the NFL says now all teams must add a minority offensive coach and expands the Rooney Rule to include women. All right, so all 32 teams will hire a new coach, a minority offensive assistant for 2022. It's part of a series now that they're hoping to enhance ongoing efforts for diversity. The coach can be female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority. That's the requirement. That's the policy adopted by the NFL. Coach must work closely with the head coach and the offensive staff. The goal will be to increase minority participation in the pool of offensive coaches who eventually produce the most sought-after candidates for head coaching jobs. You down with this?
I'm down with it.
Okay, I think in theory,
It's about opportunities, but this is guaranteeing someone an opportunity.
it's guaranteeing someone an opportunity, as opposed to just and
It's not saying, oh, you have to be a head coach. Put them on staff.
right.
Assistant to the assistant, whatever. Bill Belichick's not even about names for his coaches.
How about that?
Of course.
But the one thing Bill Belichick cares about, that he's the head coach.
Well, I mean,
Ain't no one else the head coach.
no.
Bill Belichick.
Do you think if someone took away that title from him, it would bother him? Because I don't.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
They're not going to take away his role.
No.
They could just call him coach. I don't know that I think it would bother him. Call me whatever you want. The other thing is they added women to the language of the Rooney Rule. So now it will read that women and or people of color can satisfy the requirement to interview 2 external minorities for the top positions, including head coach. So women are not required to be interviewed, but they're included now in that fulfillment process, meaning as you go through the process, if you interview a woman, that will check that box, I hate to say. So it's possible that a team could interview 2 white women for an open head coach job to satisfy the Rooney Rule. I'm not sure that that's what I think the Rooney Rule was intended to do, but that's where it's evolved to. So they could then hire their coach and never interview a person of color. That almost feels the antithesis of what they were trying to do with the Rooney Rule, doesn't it to you? I don't know that that's the way anybody will do it, but that kind of feels like they're moving away from what they wanted.
I don't see many teams interviewing 2 white women candidates to just get by.
I would hope not.
This is for a head coach?
This is for a head coach, offensive, defensive coordinator.
Okay, because I was going to say there's 12 women coaches currently in the NFL right now.
Look, this is evolving. This is moving on. But they could interview you for crying out loud.
Let's go.
And that would well, I mean, she knows about the Vikings, and I mean, the hell with John Morant and his record. She does talk radio in Albuquerque. she's qualified, and that would check the box.
Name 3 players.
Yeah. Can you name 3
I
players?
can have
on it?
Marty interview me for the position.
Right. Marty doesn't think you're qualified for this.
Sorry, good joke.
Yeah, he does not. All right, then there's a lot of other stuff that they're doing at the meetings. Then there's the overtime rule. Mike Tomlin says, "I love sudden death." But that's fine. We're not going back to that. There's a proposal on the table that would say that you can win. It currently is team who has the ball can win with a touchdown. Otherwise, both teams get to touch the ball and then the next score wins. It would be, if you score a touchdown on your opening drive, you win the coin flip, you go score a touchdown. JJ, if you convert on a 2-point conversion, you win the game. Do you like that?
I like what the Titans are proposing.
That's the Titans' proposal, right? There's another proposal that says both teams have to possess the ball, and then it's sudden death. Did you see the Ravens' proposal? Coin flip. I win the coin flip. I get to pick where the ball is spotted, and you get to pick who's on offense and defense.
What?
Yeah.
No.
You don't like that?
No.
Okay. Why? I say the ball's going to be at my plus 25. They say, all right, we have the ball. And you play football. Now, you can say, I'm going to put the ball at the plus 2. I want it at your 2-yard line. Well, obviously, they're taking the football, but you got them buried at the 2-yard line. All right, I'm down with you. I'm not sure I'm totally in love with it, but
I'm not down with placing the footballs.
all right. So you like the Titans' proposal. It's kind of the variant of where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
If you convert on a 2-point conversion, then you win the game. Otherwise, the other team gets the ball.
Yeah, so there's the element of you still have to step up and make a play.
Well,
but there's an defensively, but there's an opportunity to just go out there and in the game because it's still overtime. We don't necessarily need another 10, 15 minutes of a full quarter. Got to find a way to end the game.
Okay. And then there's should we just have a tie? I think we're beyond that, right? Nobody wants that.
No one wants a tie.
Although you still can have ties. Yeah. All right. All that's going through. So out of all of that, what's the biggest headline to you coming out of the NFL meetings?
The biggest headline out of the NFL meeting.
Is it everybody, they almost add the minority offensive coach? Well, why offense?
That's the most, I think they're just trying to follow the trend, and everyone talks about quarterbacks. Everyone talks about the offense. And we look at, there are 2 offensive coordinators hired off the top of my head. Who else will Eberflus is a defensive guy.
Well, I mean, that's the trend now. Trend the last run there were a lot of defensive guys.
It's all over the place.
It is. It is. I think if you look through, probably head coaches have a little bit more of an offensive background, right? If you said, but Belichick was a defensive guy. I think Tomlin was a defensive guy, wasn't he? I mean, where did these guys come from as coordinators to become these head coaches? I think the majority of them, you could probably tell me would be offensive. So I guess that's where it goes. But all right, what are your thoughts on that? Where do you want to go in overtime to? How does overtime best work for you? You like the college? Do you like college overtime?
It just.
Do you like the college overtime? You don't have to. I mean, yes or no. Kind of, not really. Sometimes maybe.
Yeah, I don't.
What was that game this year?
Like how they
15
changed
overtimes.
it to where was it the second or third where it's
They just
just
turned
you go to
2-point
two.
conversions. No, I don't like that part of it. I like the way you. I think the college overtime works. Now it can go forever, and to Amory's point, I don't think that's the answer. And I don't even have a problem that college and the NFL are different. To be honest with you. You put the ball at the 25-yard line, so you're kind of in scoring position anyway, and play football, and let's go. I actually kind of like that. But I don't mind that the NFL and college are different overtimes. The only difference is, well, there's a lot of difference. It's not the only difference. One of the differences is the pros can end in a tie, college can't.
Yeah, I don't mind regular season overtimes being different.
Yeah.
Like if we get to the postseason, I want to see play the game. Like in hockey, you play 5-on-5 until someone scores.
See, but the NFL,
You each get a chance.
no, you don't.
No, because if they score a touchdown.
No, the NFL rule does not change.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Nor does college football's. But in college football seems to be the most equitable. Okay? Now, you may not like the format, but college football's seems to be the most fair and equitable. Now, people are saying, well, it's not supposed to be fair. You just played 60 minutes, and somebody had a chance to win. And what did I hear yesterday? Yeah, fair is where they judge pigs, right? But college football is the most equitable. You get your shot from the 25. I get my shot from the 25.
I like the NFL over college football just in terms of you're playing a little bit more of the actual game itself.
Because why? Because there's kickoffs and a full field?
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to just trading 2-point conversions.
Well, I don't like the 2-point conversion thing. I like, and they did that for time's sake, right? Because we had a 7 overtime game that went another month, right? It was like watching the end of an NBA game. It took a long, long time. Sorry, that was a cheap shot, wasn't it? All right, well, where do you want to go? Because I think the answer is they're going to evolve this thing, and I think they're leaning towards the Tennessee Titans thing, which is keeping it relatively the same, but saying you can win with a touchdown on your first possession if you convert a 2-point conversion. 505-246-0610. Just kind of curious where you are on that. Aggie fan, want to hear from you on Greg Hires hire. If you watched the UConn-NC State game yesterday, get in on that. We got NBA stuff as well. Thinking about ditching the lenses, glasses, contacts, thinking about LASIK, there's one place to go, and that's Coleman Vision. It's really that simple. I know there's other places out there, but Coleman Vision is the best. Dr. Stephen Coleman's been doing this for years. Did my LASIK 19 years ago, and it is still life-changing for me. Great people and the best in the business. I had a high degree of astigmatism. That's why I went to see him. He specializes in treating astigmatism with LASIK, been doing it since 1998. In fact, the technology that Dr. Coleman uses is cutting edge. He played a significant role in developing it, testing it. The current technology that he uses is used not only here in New Mexico, but it's used around the world, and it was originated right here at Sandia Labs in New Mexico. That's why for years, patients come from all over the country to have their LASIK done at Coleman Vision. They know Dr. Coleman's reputation and the fact that he is the best. You can walk in there on any day, and you'll see people from all walks of life, people like you and me, nurses, doctors, athletes, lawyers, everybody. People just want to live life without lenses. There's stories on ColemanVision.com. Go take a listen to some of the testimonials, and then make an appointment. Go to ColemanVision.com, and then call 505-821-8880. 505-821-8880, and go see Dr. Coleman. Seeing is believing, and I believe.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today. If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the front.
You're going overtime. How you want to settle it? You like the college rules? Flip a coin. Who goes first? Which end do we play? All right, you go, I go, you go, I go. I got the 25-yard line. I put up a number. You got to match it or beat it. We go again. Play football until someone wins. You like the NFL rules? Somebody kicks off. If they score a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal or don't score, now it's sudden death. They want to add to Tennessee. If you score on that first possession, you have to convert a two-point conversion to win. Does that make it that much different? It's still kind of the same to me. It's a little extra wrinkle, but it's still kind of the same to me. Team who gets the ball first has a chance to let the other guys never touch it. We're all concerned that Josh Allen never touched the ball. I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes is going to go down the field. They got a good two-point conversion play. It feels kind of the same to me.
You're right. It just takes away it gives you one more chance to make one more defensive play after you just didn't make a defensive play
all night
to let them score a touchdown at the end. To end a game, other than playing it out, it's not going to feel fair the entire time.
There is a proposal that both teams get a possession, and people don't like that. I'm like, well, why don't you like that? To me, what's the difference? So I got one. It's going to come down to one play anyway: a kick, or Patrick Mahomes got the ball at the 2-yard line. He just drove the team down the field. I got a pretty good feel they're going to score. Speech, what do you think? Good morning to you.
I like the college one. I like where each team gets a chance. You're at the 25. If you kick a field goal, the other team gets it. They get a field goal. Yeah. It's tied. It goes back. If you score a touchdown, you win. I don't like this 2-point conversion. I mean, that's kind of stupid. I agree. I like the college one. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I don't know why people don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. All right, man. Good to hear you. Thank you. The other thing about the college thing is it flips. So I go first in the first overtime, and I kick a field goal, and then you do. Well, now you go first in the second one, and now I know what I got to do. It's equitable. I know we don't like the word fair, or there's some people, JJ, for whatever reason, there's some people who don't like the word fair. It's not supposed to be fair. Why? Team that wins a coin toss should have an advantage? What did they do? They called heads? Why shouldn't it be fair? I guess I don't
If that's the case, then you just give each team a possession.
Yeah.
And then if it's even after that, it's sudden death. You've played enough.
You played enough. Yeah. And do you like the word equitable better than fair? Will that make you feel better? Hello, Jess. I know you want to be equitable.
Always. It's always about being fair. I would never want to cheat my way in, although I've been begging the Lobos to do that for 20 years. I'm fine. Also, I noticed earlier you mispronounced Larry Ustiggy's name.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
I needed you to remind A-Marie about the greatest joke in sports animal history, and that's what La Quinta means in English.
Yeah, do you know what La Quinta translates to in English?
No.
Next to Denny's. You didn't know that?
No.
That's a literal translation.
Is this your joke?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you know I'm a big fan of your jokes.
Yeah, that's a literal translation.
I mean, Chris Rock should have used
I know,
that.
I'm not going to slap you for it over there.
And I was like, the whole thing with the slap is one of the most hilarious, social arguments we've ever had.
Is it? It's so true.
I mean,
I'm just going to, I think it's Stockholm Syndrome, because let me tell you something. That lady's treated him like dirt. Will Smith, come on, bro. It ain't 1997. You got to move on, man. Anyway, overtime rules. I'm a fan of the older college football. I remember watching a game earlier this season. I think it might have been Auburn, Alabama. I can't remember. Where they, after the third overtime, it goes to the 2-point thing. What a way to ruin a great idea.
Right?
I mean, it's absolutely terrible now.
Yeah, and that was
it's like now you got to run all these 2-point conversion plays. It just seems so stupid.
Yeah, and I really believe that to be a TV thing because you had that 7 over. What was there? Wasn't there a game in the 80s or something? And it ran into the whole next TV window, and the TV networks pack these things so compactly all afternoon that you basically are running over the whole next game in your TV window. And they can't have that, and so they're trying to find a way to end it. I'm with you. I don't like the 2-point conversion after. What is it after the second one? You get two real overtimes, and then you got to go. It's just straight 2-point conversions. Yeah.
And the argument with that is that 7 overtime game, whatever. Those are probably considered some of the greatest games in college football history.
No doubt.
And now you've eliminated that from ever happening, which I just find stupid. I think the TV can deal with that. It's not like it happens 10 times a year.
Yeah, it's once every 3 years. Yeah.
Right. And I don't know what the NFL is going to do because I don't know what's perfect. There's going to eventually be a way where, somebody's got to lose and a defense has got to miss a play. But I still kind of like the way they have it now, where your defense, it has to be important. Your special teams has to be important. Well, they've kind of eliminated that with kickoffs now. That never happens, which is another bummer. You look at the Green Bay Super Bowl in 1996 with Desmond Howard, right, running back a kickoff return. It's rare that we're ever going to see stuff like that again because the game is changing. But I think we keep it the same. I don't mind the Tennessee thing. That's not too bad. But I would your defense has still got to play.
So you don't want to see both teams get the ball. You don't want to see it requisite that both teams get the ball.
I kind of like it the way it is now. I mean, the field goal thing was, I think that was a little trashy, but I think the defense still needs to be important. And, if you want your quarterback to get the ball, then how about you step up?
Yeah, get him the ball. All right.
All right.
Beautiful.
Have a good one.
Later. Thank you. Yeah, you didn't know that, Denny, or La Quinta?
No, that's a good one.
Yeah. I don't think you can find one that's not next to a Denny's. Maybe you can.
Even in New York.
Are they all right there, too?
I think, but it's IHOP. They don't have Denny's. They have IHOPs.
Oh. They don't have Denny's?
Not in this city.
They got Friendly's in New York. You know what Friendly's is?
Yes.
So, we're out on Long Island. This was years ago. And my mom's friend Marlene lives out there. And you know how they give, so JJ, you love me talking about Southern California, right? You let me talking about streets and highways and freeways. You know how they give directions in New York? Go down to the BP station and make a left, and go to the Dunkin' Donuts and make a right, and go to the Friendly's and make a right. So she was giving me directions to the house. I'm like, the Friendly's? She's like, yeah, Friendly's. I'm like, I looked at her. She's like, what? You don't got Friendly's? And we're like, what the hell is Friendly's? And it's an ice cream parlor, like an ice cream restaurant, right? Like a dessert, right?
Yep.
Is that,
like Dairy Queen,
Yep.
right?
but no, a sit down.
No, but it's like a dine. It's like
an ice cream diner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I want some ice cream diners.
And so my brother and I would laugh at that for years. And I was in the Albertsons here locally, and there was a whole thing of Friendly. I probably have the picture still in my thing. Friendly's ice cream. And I took a picture and I said, what? You don't got look, we got, who knew? We got Friendly's. What? But just the way she said it in that Long Island. What? You don't got Friendly's? It was just, but that's how, am I wrong? Is that how they get directions?
That's exactly correct.
They don't know streets, dude.
No, it's landmarks.
It's go to the BP state, make a left, and go to Friendly's and make a right. And I'm like, what the hell is Friendly's? By the way, she offered me an Arizona iced tea. Not an Arizona iced tea. Arizona. 505-246-0610. Greg Hires, the new basketball coach, men's side at New Mexico State, going to be with us at 8:30 this morning. Thanks for being with us on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Greg Heyer, 46 years old, can do the same thing that Chris Jans did. You'll pat him on the back in 4 or 5 years from now and say good luck as you go off to a power conference and you find the next Greg Heyer, right? I mean, that's what you did. He go cheap? I don't think so. He went within budget. His budget's a lot less than yours is at New Mexico. Did he go cheap? I don't know. Sounds like he can coach. Looking forward to having a conversation with him. All right, we're talking about overtime rules. Where do you want to go in the overtime? Speech likes the college rule, right? Where everybody gets a shot, 25-yard line. I go, you go, I go, you go, and then when somebody's, it's like baseball's innings a lot, right? It's kind of like baseball's. Here, first inning, I go, I put up a number. Can you match it or beat it? All right, then you're up now, top of the inning. That's how I always kind of looked at the overtimes. Who's got the top of the inning, right? Or do you like the football one where kickoff, if you score a touchdown, you win? Now there's a proposal, score a touchdown, you got to kick a 2-point conversion to win. Otherwise, I get the ball. Where do you want to go?
When it's all said and done,
yeah,
thinking through this, popping proposals out there, figuring out what works. I like the way it is right now.
Okay.
To where it's overtime. You're not saying the only fair way would be, all right, let's play an entire another quarter. Let's go. And then if you have
an entire other quarter, kind of a soccer style, where it's put time on the clock and let's play it out.
Because someone is going to end the game.
Okay.
And so at least the way it is now, you have a chance to step up. Your defense holds, we'll put you in a great opportunity.
What happens?
Because then you can just kick a field goal. If the other team goes down, scores a touchdown, game over. It's either that or I'm okay with both teams touch football. If they match each other, it's sudden death. You've had your opportunity. Let's go.
Hey, what happens? And I guess I don't know the answer, and I think the answer is the clock runs out. So I get the ball. And they put 10 minutes on the clock, not 15. And I go down the field and I march down, and it's a long drive, just a long 18-play drive. And I kick a field goal as the time expires at 10 minutes. That's it, right? The other guys don't
Game's
get the ball,
over.
right?
Clock's done.
Clock's done.
You don't get it untimed down to throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah, or if I score with 2 seconds to go, that's it. That's your chance, and you lose. Yeah. So there's another strategy to it. My gut tells me they're going to stay with where they are, but add the Tennessee wrinkle, which means you have to kick the 2-point conversion. That's what my gut tells me is where they're going to go. But I don't know where you want to go with it. 505-246-0610. You're welcome to get in on that.
And it is the outrageous excuse me, the outrageous games are, they're so few and far between where I don't think we need to go over the top on this.
But that's what we react to, right? I mean, look, this has really been prompted by the outrageous game that we saw between Buffalo and Kansas City in the AFC playoffs, where Buffalo scored with 13 seconds to go. Mahomes run down the field in 13 seconds. They got a field goal. Mahomes won the coin toss. He led his team down the field, And Josh Allen never got back on the field again. And everyone, well, that's not right. That's not fair. That doesn't feel right. This isn't equitable. This is wrong. That's why we're having this conversation. That's how rules get changed. I always go back to the Buster Posey rule, right? In baseball, that's why you can't run the catcher over at the plate anymore, not because some guy you never heard of got run over, not because Pete Rose ran over Ray Fosse and ended his career in the 1971 All-Star game, but because Buster Posey, who was at the top of his game and one of the most popular players of the game, got broken when he got run over at home plate in the regular season. Well, now we can't have that anymore. That's how we change rules. There was an egregious missed call in the NFC Championship game with the Saints and the Rams a few years back. There was an obvious missed pass interference that probably, you still would have had to convert, put the Saints in the Super Bowl. So we went to change a rule. Now, it was a bad rule change. It lasted for 1 year, and they got rid of it. But that's how we change rules, man. It's never proactively. It's reactively.
Oh, reactive, yeah.
So I understand why we're here. I just, sometimes I wonder if we're doing it for the right reasons. Is it broken? I think this one's broken, or at least it's imperfect. And I don't know that you're going to get to perfect. I don't know that there is a perfect for NFL overtime.
And I think I liked what Jess said, is at some point you have to acknowledge that there's other players on the field other than the quarterback.
And the defense has to step up and make a play.
And the defense, if they step up and make a play, well, that means all you have to do is kick a field goal. Or if defense steps up, intercepts it, scores a touchdown, game over. Like, there's at some point in time, you have to end a game. If you're not going to say, hey, we're going to play an entire another quarter or half a quarter or anything along the same rules as you play the rest of the game, then there's going to be differences to how you end games.
Well, I think there's plenty of examples to that, right? So I'll take you back to that same game, that New Orleans Rams game in the NFC Championship game 4 years ago, where there was that missed call that probably would have put the Saints in the Super Bowl, but it went overtime. Do you remember what happened after that? The Saints won the coin toss. Drew Brees had the football. He just had to go down and score a touchdown. Everything was right. And instead, he threw an interception, and Greg Zuerlein kicked like a 50-something yard field goal to put the Rams into the Super Bowl. That's how that went down, because the defense made a play for Los Angeles. Ray, good morning. How you living?
Good. Yourself?
Good. What's happening?
I think the overtime should stay the way it is. I think, but at the end of the 10 minutes, if they're tie, I think they should put something in like a 50-yard field goal, 55-yard field goal each team. Whoever you make it, it's not a tie. I don't like ties.
So you'd rather come down to the kickers.
Mess up the standings, and it's just not right. You play that whole game, and you come out with a tie. I think they should do something that if it's a tie, kick a field goal or something from 50, 55 yards. You make it, you win. The other team loses. But, yeah, I like it the way it is.
So, Ray, you'd rather play 70 minutes, beat the hell out of each other, and if nobody figures it out, you're going to leave it to the smallest guys on the field to kick 55-yard field goals to decide it.
I just think that would, well, they're protecting the players, right? I think that would be one of the obvious things to do. They're not going to let them play an extra period, an extra 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
So that way to beat is decided. But I bet you if you ask any of those guys, if you're a competitor, you don't want to tie.
That's right.
Either win or lose. You don't want to play to a tie.
Yeah. All right. No, it's good. Thank you, Ray. It's interesting. I don't know that I like that. That's kind of the shootout mentality, right?
Yeah.
Okay. To his point, how long can you play? In the playoffs, you'll play forever until you get a winner, because somebody's got to advance, right? But in the regular season, to his point, they're trying to protect the players. So that's why they've limited this thing. I think they're going to live with the tie. Remember when Donovan McNabb didn't even know you could have a tie?
Wait, we can tie?
Wait, what? You got friendlies? Like, who knew? You could walk off the field and it's a tie? Yeah, 100%. 100%, that's how that works. Hey, Marie. The text line says, can you name 3 Arizona Diamondbacks? I'm not sure I can. Can you name 3 Arizona Diamondbacks?
3 Arizona Diamondbacks.
Ooh.
This is going to be,
me on this
I'm going to start gearing up for
Ketel Marte. Then there is Mark Melancon.
Are you sure? Are you just throwing names at me?
And then there is.
Should we pull up the roster?
Yeah, I got the roster.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it. Who'd you tell me? Marte?
Mhm.
All right, yeah, I see Mark Melanson.
Okay.
Is Marte still with him?
Hmm?
All right, I believe you. Even though I don't see it. Really?
He's not?
It's alphabetical, and I don't see an M. I don't see a Marte under the M. No.
Where did he go?
I don't know, man. Maybe he's still a free agent and he'll come back. Yeah, all right, nobody
I need
can
to
name.
start studying more.
Can't do it.
I'm not
Can't
sure.
do it.
As I'm reading the roster, I don't know that I know any of these guys. No, honestly. Madison Bumgarner.
Hey, Mad Bum.
Oh, Madison Bumgarner's there. Who knew he was hiding in Arizona? Who knew?
Paid dude like a Brinks truck last offseason and go.
Good for him. That team. I mean, this is the team that's coming to play the Isotopes right here. Corbin Martin and Merrill Kelly and Tyler Gilbert and Zach Gallen, Luis Frias, Zach Davies, Humberto Castellanos, Caleb Beauregard. Do you know any of these guys? Sean Poppin, Noel Ramirez, Caleb Smith, Luke Weaver. I just named a bunch for you. Feel better? What? No would be the answer. That's really good, though. Are they the most nondescript team in baseball right now?
Put them on the list.
No, seriously, who else would it be?
Pittsburgh Pirates, the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, maybe. Used to be the Padres.
Ask me that like in July. Start quizzing me.
Can you name any well, but JJ by then will know because the Rockies will have played him 16 times.
Miami Marlins.
No, but that's when I really watch baseball.
So
there's a lot
of nondescript baseball
teams in baseball. People have no idea who's on the roster.
Right. No, I just catch up when I start getting into it during the year.
Fair enough. All right, bottom
Just
of the
let
hour
every
means
texter know.
8:30. Greg Heyer is going to be with us. He's the new basketball coach, men's basketball coach in New Mexico State. Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help you with all of your financial goals. They've got products and personal service. You can get you wherever it is you want to be. You want to buy a car? Competitive rates and unbeatable service will help you drive away in the vehicle you want with payments you can live with. Looking for a new home? Choose from a wide variety of mortgage programs. Partner with a team of friendly and knowledgeable mortgage experts. Looking to improve your current home? Turn the value in your home into cash you can use for home improvements, upgrades, and more. And if you're looking to plan for retirement, investing for retirement starts with Kirtland Financial Services, so you can talk to an advisor today and start walking the path to a confident future. They can help you with anything you want. It's banking made easy. Go in, check them out at a branch, or go online. KirtlandFCU.org. KirtlandFCU.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is equal opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. See a representative for complete details.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Smith apologized
Everguard
after
Roofing.
Chris Rock apologized yesterday. Everything better? I mean, the world just could not. There's wars going on. Gas prices are like at $10 a gallon or something, or close. But it's all anybody.
The Elite Eight.
It's all anybody wanted to talk about. It was unbelievable. Chris Rock apologized, and then the vessel of love apologized. Will Smith.
Chris Rock should have been like, I'd like to apologize for absolutely nothing.
I know.
505-246-0610. Lenny, good morning. How you living?
How you doing? Well, I'm just going to say one thing with the Chris Rock thing. I didn't agree with it, but at the end of the day, Chris Rock's going to make a lot of money out of it for his show tickets.
100%.
So now I'm going to do NCAA real quick. Krzyzewski gets even on either Davis, 74-68. Villanova upsets KC.
KU.
And then Duke wins the title, 77-71.
Yeah, and the weird part is I'm somewhat agreeing with you. I think this is going to be a Duke down the nets. Yep, I think that's right.
And if Duke makes it to the final, it'll be one of the highest rated championship games in TV history.
Will people be rooting for them or against them?
You know what? That's kind of like the Cowboys or Raiders. It's going to be down the line.
Is it? I almost feel like the Duke is more likable than the other hated teams. Does that make sense?
They are, but I think because he's done it so long for so good without getting in any trouble, as opposed to Penny Hardaway in the James Wiseman situation.
Okay.
You just don't hear anything. What have you heard bad about Krzyzewski in his whole career?
Not much. You? I mean,
Nothing. So I'd like to see him go out on top. And just a nice storybook ending.
Right on.
To
All
a
right.
great coach.
Good enough.
Now, I feel bad now for Boston because I don't know how Boston's going to survive in the Celtics without Robert Williams.
Well, that's a
with
big
that
loss.
torn meniscus.
I mean, they'll survive, but that's a big, big loss.
And then also, with Memphis being 17-2 without Jay Morant, how does that affect his MVP value?
I think he's missed too many games to be MVP. I mean, that means he's missed 20
No,
games.
but I'm just saying, how does it affect it? Because the team is actually has a better record without him than with him.
Yeah, look, I don't think he's MVP. How does it affect it? Somebody else is going to get his votes. I just think, JJ, when you miss 20 out of the 82 games, you're probably not MVP.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be.
It doesn't make John Morant less of a player because he's on a good team.
Oh, no. John Morant is a great player. I'm just scratching my head that Memphis is actually 17-2 without him.
18-2, yeah. It's insane.
That's some very good coaching and team playing.
Yeah, it's insane. All right, man.
And lastly, with the Diamondbacks, I actually thought you were doing a lottery or a draft for the Atlantic League.
Yeah. You didn't know any of those names either, did you?
Except for Baumgartner, the rest of them is like, where'd they come from?
Is Torey Lovello still their manager?
For the lowest payroll in baseball.
Is Torey Lovello still the manager there?
I have no idea, but that's a horrendous lineup.
Yeah,
our team's already done. The Padres already are done for the season with losing Tatis for 3 months.
That's you and JJ's team.
Okay, well, yes. And how Tatis doesn't get it through his head to stop doing these knucklehead things, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Lenny, I got to hit the sweet deal, but I appreciate you. Have a great day. All right, 505-246-0610. Got a sweet deal for you coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. What you need to do to take advantage of this is go to our website. That's sportsanimalabq.com. Go at 9 o'clock. Click on the sweet deal icon, and while they last, you can get half off tuition at Calvary Christian Academy. That's for kindergarten through 5th grade. There's 4 of them, and then there's 4 more for 6th through 12th grade. Those will be for next school year. Kimberly is with us this morning. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys?
We're well, thank you. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Tell people how special your place is, and because what you're offering is something really, 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 really nice.
Right, and so just, a couple of things. We feel like we are community-based. We have the Christ-centered curriculum. We have small class sizes, and we have been open throughout this whole pandemic. So we have our teachers and our students have been learning in person.
Which is a big deal for a lot of people. Location obviously is important to people. Where am I going to school? How am I getting my kids to school? You guys are up near Tramway and Indian School, correct?
Correct.
All
yes,
right.
And we have a shuttle that comes from the west side. They meet at the Target on Paseo and Coors.
All right, so you've got students coming in from all over. How many students do you have in the school? When you say K through 5 and then 6 through 12, how many are in each grouping? Do you know?
So just preschool through 12th grade, we are at 170. That's our enrollment this year.
It's a pretty good number. And then it's athletics and everything else. When people start saying, for high school, I know extracurricular is important. How does that work for a school like yours for students and student athletes and they're interested in those sorts of things?
Right, and so we're trying to build those extracurricular activities for our high school. The biggest thing is if we don't have it, they can still come to school and play sports at their home high school, in their district.
Okay, so that's a big deal. Do you have a website, Kimberly, where people, if they're interested in this, I mean, obviously this is a big, big decision for somebody to say, hey, this is where I'm going to send my kid to school. And again, this is Calvary Christian Academy, which is up near Tramway and Indian School. The sweet deal is half off tuition for next school year. Do you have a website where people can go check you out, ask some questions?
Yes, our website is Calvary Christian Academy, abq.org. You can look at our website, and then we can set up a tour any day of the week, so you can come and see the campus.
Beautiful. Kimberly, appreciate you coming on with us. Good luck with this, and congratulations on all the success that you've had over at Calvary Christian Academy. I know it's been wonderful for the students and the families who have been there. If you are all interested, it's Calvary Christian Academy, abq.org. Is that what you told me?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go take a look at that. Kimberly, be well. Enjoy the day.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. That's your sweet deal, and it's going live on our website at 9 o'clock, and if you want to take advantage of that. They've been up there since 1996, up in my hood a little bit. kind of up close to where we are, and they got the shuttle. All right, when we come back, you want to meet Greg Heyer?
Yes.
He's the new men's basketball coach at New Mexico State, was introduced yesterday. He is scheduled next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Why settle for one truck month when
and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough.
Coaching Road is a long and windy one. And when you grind and grind and grind, you never know where you're going. You just got to have your suitcase packed or at least ready to go. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit. Yesterday in Las Cruces, the New Mexico State Aggies introduced their new basketball coach on the men's side, and he's a grinder and just won an NJCAA national championship at Northwest Florida. And he comes highly recommended and comes in with great reviews, and he joins our show for the first time. The new head coach at New Mexico State, Greg Heyer, is with us on the opening drive. Good morning, Greg. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Jeff. How are you?
We're well, thank you. Congratulations. It's been a heck of a run, huh? Last couple of weeks, you celebrated national championship, celebrated a new job, packed up the family, moved to Las Cruces, and I know that's still in progress. What a whirlwind, huh?
What a great 2 weeks. It's been a dream come true, and there's been a lot of work that's gone into just getting to this position, and it's only the beginning, and now it's, the pressure's over with, and it's time to hit the ground running.
Yeah, I was looking at this, and I look forward to meeting you in person. Everybody I've talked to sounds like you're a grinder, and it sounds like that fits New Mexico State so perfectly. I always look at that school as being a blue-collar, hard-working, kind of make more with less, and I look at what you've done, just your resume, and then talk to a few people who've known you, and it sounds like Greg Heyer kind of maybe found a perfect spot for him.
Definitely, that's how I feel. When they asked me why, New Mexico State, I was lost for words. I was like, the good Lord put me here for a reason because it's a perfect fit. Just from the top down, from Chancellor Dan to Mario. I mean, just unbelievable people in the athletic department, and my 2 days here have been special, but the people here and the people in this area, I'm just blown away by, they're grinders. They're grinders. You said it best. They're hardworking, good people that work hard. And so that's, when you got people around you that are like that, it's a perfect hire when, deep down in your heart and soul, that's what you're about. And, I was raised that way. My parents run a restaurant. My dad was the bartender. My mom was a cook that had it for 48 years. They get up at 7:30 in the morning and they come home at midnight or 2 in the morning. They do it all over again for, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. So, I've grown up my whole life. It's always been about hard work and being good to people and being around people and engaging in people. And that's how you recruit quality student athletes, and you make them better because you invest in them. But you work hard, and so saying the word grinder and hard worker, Jeff, about me is definitely true.
Greg Heyer is the new men's basketball coach at New Mexico State. He's with us on the opening drive this morning.
Greg, J.J. Buck here. Where did the passion for basketball come from in your upbringing?
Growing up watching Michael Jordan on TV, we had the sports channel, and growing up watching him play basketball and the way he competed, I would watch. I would just go in my parents' restaurant. We had a basketball hoop, so I literally would be shooting out there all day long. And then when the Bulls came on, I would come in and watch the Bulls game, and then I'd go turn the light on and go back out and shoot more. And you just saw how Michael Jordan, when he first came to the league, and his struggle because of the physical and just how competitive it was. I mean, back then they would knock him to the ground and it wasn't a flagrant foul, and I was blessed that every one of his games was on my TV and I was able to watch him, and it just really grew my competitiveness and my passion for the game of basketball.
You said that love of the game, and then you look at the people that you've looked up to in the coaching profession. How do you put it all together? You list the mentors, the guys that you look up to. How do you take the best of all the dudes you've been around to try to make what works best for you?
Well, I guess when you're around somebody, their best becomes a habit to you, because it's like anything. They say, you got to do the same thing, 10,000 times to make it a habit. Well, when you hear the same thing 10,000 times, it's going to become a habit. So, coaches are a creature of habit, and their personality and their beliefs, they're going to be consistent. And when you're around winners and consistent beliefs, they're going to get installed in you. And So, just we always talk about, the systematic communication or, verbal communication and speaking our own basketball language and the terminology. And, that's big in sports because you want your players on the same page and speaking the same language. It's just like when you go to a foreign country, they got their own language that they speak. Well, you want your program to have their own language. And, every one of the coaches I've been around has great terminology, and, a simple term can stick with you and make the game easier. And that's, it's a simple game, but you want to, make the game easier for your players. And so I've kind of taken the best of all their terminology and just all their habits, and it's just kind of been installed in me. And so the opportunities I've had as a head coach, I've just made the most of them.
Yeah. Greg Hires with us, the head coach at New Mexico State. Is it fair to assume then on the Michael Jordan, LeBron debate, you're on Michael? It's all Michael for you?
It's all Michael for me.
That's right. As it should be, by the way. Hey, have you gotten with Jerry Kill at all? Because you say a lot of the same things that Jerry said. I wonder how influential he was in this whole process, the new football coach down there.
I met him for the first time. Obviously, I've done my homework, and he's a wonderful football coach and an unbelievable hire as well here. But right after the press conference, he was the first guy to come up and talk to me and speak to me. And he was born in Kansas, and his brothers were huge Wichita State fans, and some of his family friends are friends of mine. And we talked about all that. And, I could just hear it in his voice, what a down-to-earth grinder, blue-collar guy. And he had a great just sense of humor and personality to him. So I told him I can't wait to come to football practice. I can't wait to spend time with him, and I can't wait to, just get together in the community and get to know him more, because I'm going to learn a ton from him. And just he's got the it factor.
Yeah, he does. And you guys are both talking so much about when you talk about fit in the right place, you say so many of the same things. Hey, so now you got to go kind of recruit your team as you go recruit. And you said something at the press conference yesterday, and you addressed something that the players were vocal about James Miller, who was an assistant with Chris Jans, who's now going to go to Starkville and be on Chris's staff at Mississippi State. And I know you and Chris are very close, which I think played a big part in this as well. When you go recruit this roster, obviously a roster that was good, went to the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament. You said, all I want is you guys give me a chance. How do you have this conversation with these guys who maybe in their minds have their minds made up? You got to open them up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just be yourself. I've gotten some unbelievable text messages and calls and had great conversations with all the current players. They didn't know who, Mario was going to hire, and, who the, Chancellor Dan and Mario was going to hire. So you never, when they're sitting there going through the process, it's only natural that you're going to support the guy that has been in the program. And so I just said, you didn't come here to play for GH. You didn't. You came here to play for Chris Jans, right? And you wanted to play for James Miller. Okay? Well, now I'm sitting here in front of you, and all I ask for is a chance. Just get to know me. Because if you get to know me and you buy in, I say, go look at my previous players that I've coached and look where they're at and call them. I ask them about our relationship. Okay? Ask them if they got better every single day. Ask them if I treated them the right way every single day. Okay? And ask them if I didn't push them to get a degree, okay, and to play professional basketball before they hit the real world. And, that's all I can ask for. And like I told them, if you want to transfer, I'll help you. Like, this is about helping people. Yeah. This is about helping these kids. It's not about, oh, you're a bad person because you may not want to be here. Well, it's your prerogative. If you don't want to be here, well, we're going to put together a good roster, and we're going to sign good players, and we have really good players here in our program, and they are the first priority for myself and, the staff that I put together. And then we'll build the pieces around them accordingly.
When you look at the talent, it's about the players. You got to have the talent to execute. But when you look at a Greg Hire team, are there any traits that stand out? If someone is watching a game, say that is what Greg Hire basketball is all about.
I would say we play with passion. We play with emotion, a lot of energy, great ball movement. We're going to attack the paint, and we're going to try to, get paint free throws, paint twos, paint threes, and horse threes. And, defensively, we're going to be real aggressive. Not much is going to change as far as how we defend and how we rebound and how we take care of the ball. That's something that Jans has installed in me since I played for him. So that part of it's not going to change. But, we will play fast. I guess I shouldn't say we'll play fast. We're going to play. We can play fast, or we can play in the half court if we need to. We're going to be a versatile team that whatever it takes to win the possession, because the more possessions we win, the better chance we have to win the game. So I want to put together a team that can play multiple styles, because you got to be versatile in today's game, and you got to, And another thing is I like shooters. I like guys that can make threes, because threes are obviously worth more than twos, and that's kind of how the game is changing at the highest level. So guys are gonna, they're gonna put in a lot of time in the gym making shots. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be not much is gonna change. My personality is a little different than Chris's, and you got to be yourself. I'm not Chris Jans, and I'm not going to try to be Chris Jans. I'm Greg Heyer, and that's who I'm going to be, and that's who I'm going to be every day.
Hey, Greg, and it's interesting because there's a lot of similarities in your cadence and the way you sound a little bit. When I talked to Chris over the years and now with you, and I think that's a good thing. And maybe it's the late season coach voice. I don't know that you barely got any voice left. But what part did Chris play in this? I obviously you had conversations with him. From your perspective in this process, what part did Chris play in you getting this job?
Well, he played a huge part because from the day he got here, and since I was blessed to meet Mario and his wife Heidi, and we met. After his first year at the Final Four, and I was able to, really get to know and just communicate with Mario, which was huge. And that if Chris isn't here, that's not happening. So, that started the process. And then just him, I've watched all the games. I mean, if I don't watch them, I record them. And so I got such a familiarity with this place and their style of play, and then talking to Chris on the phone and him just talking about, Las Cruces and what a wonderful community it is and how they loved it here and what great fans we have here. And it's way nicer than you think. And, he always had positive things to say about the university, about the community, and just about this place in the country. And so he had a huge part, and I knew it was a great place because he was so successful while he was here, and just the people that he would talk about in the administration, like he just would rave about Mario and everyone that Mario has over there in the administration as well. So he had a huge part.
It's good. I feel like I want to just continue this conversation. I know we're short on time. Let's do this again soon. And I know you got a lot of work to do, putting a staff together and putting a roster together. But let's catch up over the next few weeks. And Aggie fan, I know, is obviously really engaged coming off of this run. And this is the last couple of days their first opportunity to get a feel for you. So let's catch up over the next few weeks. But congratulations. Appreciate you spending some time with us. And good luck as we put this thing together.
Yeah, get me on any time, and as we start signing players and hiring coaches, and love to come on and give you the why and explain the process and how we're putting it together, and just really appreciate you and JJ having me on this morning, and go Aggies.
Be well. Congratulations, Greg. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you.
Greg Heyer, the new basketball coach, men's basketball coach out of New Mexico State. Aggie fans, what do you think? React. That's probably maybe your first in-depth listen to him. What do you think? It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
my friends, in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-8255. 9543.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Text line says Coach Heyer had 3 to 4 players at Northwest Florida JC National Championship that are being recruited by high major programs, including a 6'7" point guard. Look for him to bring a couple of those guys with him. Yep. And that's what I want to get into him with. You know, and he's not going to talk about specifics that he's recruiting. He can't do that. This chair just falls. It does. It starts up high and then I shrink.
And work on the hydraulics.
Oh. I thought that a couple of things out of that. One, I love that he says, look, I'm not Chris Jans. I'm not trying to be Chris Jans. You know, I'm Greg Heyer. And he's 195 and 20. He doesn't need to be anybody but him. He gets to do what he wants to do and be who he wants to be, and it's his program now. And he's got confidence coming up. Look, that's a windy, grinding road now to become a head coach at 46 years old. And he's got an opportunity to do some cool things. You know, the last coaches there, Marvin Menzies got paid, right? Paul got paid to some respect. And Jan certainly got paid and moved their careers on. Now, is it all about money? I don't know. Why do we all work? We all love what we do, but we all want to get paid, right? It'd be nice to set your family up. But he's got an opportunity, and he's earned it. There are a couple of things. I love that he talked to Jerry Kill. I like the confidence that he says, I'm going to be me. And he said something about Las Cruces, and I believe Jans loved that place. Like I do. I always thought that was genuine. I never thought that was an act, that Chris and Sherry really enjoyed Las Cruces. And I think that's one of the keys to being successful is genuinely buying into where you are. If you and or your significant other are not happy where you are, you're always looking to get out. There's always something that's imperfect about the place. And I believe that Chris and Sherry always bought into Cruces and ingratiated themselves in the community. And we've talked about coaches, and some coaches down there especially, JJ, who have not bought into the community, have not ingratiated themselves, been out in the community, been active in it. And I thought that's one of those things that Chris did, and certainly Sherry, his wife, did. And it feels like Greg is going to do the same thing. And the fact that him and Chris Jans, the former coach, are so close maybe makes this transition somewhat smoother than it could be.
Well, and he watched New Mexico State games. He knows what to expect. He knows the expectations for this program. And it's also one that there's a connection, but it's also someone that's on his own path.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important. And when we look at these jobs, the assistant coach should get an opportunity, should have a conversation. Maramochi said it's always going to be one of the finalists. I'm going to give someone that's been there, a part of the process, an opportunity. But you also want to be able to continue to bring in fresh views, a different look, a different perspective. But it feels like that there's enough things that's going to connect to where the guys they want to keep around, they'll click with Greg Heyer, but then he can also start to put his stamp on the program.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, Aggie fan, how do you feel? It's your guy. You got a direction. Is Mario named a women's coach yet? I guess I kind of took a back seat for a second, didn't it? 505-246-0610. Love to hear you. We'll reset the top of the hour. You can get back in on the overtime stuff as well. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, Adrian. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Animal. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
All right, we had a conversation with Greg Heyer, the new basketball coach of New Mexico State. What are your thoughts on that? The text line says he had to get off the phone to start game prep for Chicago State and Dixie State. I think that was a poke at the Aggie schedule, right, JJ?
Yes.
All right. Chicago State 339 net, Dixie State 272. Is that much better than San Jose State 292 and Air Force 256?
There's bad teams in every conference.
Right? There are, right?
Yes.
Air Force and San Jose State any better than Chicago State and Dixie State? I'm just asking. Oh, absolutely, Jeff. They're in the Mountain West. What's up to you? Merry whatever day it is, Tuesday. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, A. Marie's producing for us on the radio side and actively involved in our radio program. Adrian's producing on the TV side. You can watch us on the Facebook and Comcast Channel 26. It's the OD and the AM on the Facebook. We're going to go to the phones here in a second. So are you starting to catch this Tiger Woods buzz on the Masters, by the way?
Say what?
Okay, and I was watching something last night, and there was a dude, and I was just flipping through, and it was on a CBS Sportsnet golf show, and he's like, yeah, I think Tiger's going to play. Tiger's name is on the list of former champions who were in the field. Word is Joey LaCava, his caddy, is down in Florida, South Florida, that he's been out, Tiger has, been walking and playing medalists multiple times this week. And look, there's all of the spec. He's still on the list. He's got a week to go before he's got to commit. It's a week. You know, we're 2 weeks from Thursday. We got the Masters. 2 weeks from like today, they're practicing. 2 weeks from tomorrow's the par 3. Do you guys care? Tiger,
100%.
I care because all over Twitter last night, people were like, "Everyone, stop talking about Will Smith. Tiger Woods might play in the Masters."
Right? And look, Tiger Woods will not win the Masters. Okay, Tiger Woods will not win the Masters. I don't think he'll make the cut. But Tiger Woods coming back from a year and 3 months out, or 2 months, whatever it is, after shattering his leg, and thinking he'll never play again. Like he's not going to win. Okay. But it's a big deal if his first tournament back would be that. We would see every shot he makes, right?
And I want to watch every shot Tiger Woods makes. He's the dude I am all in on.
Right?
Whatever he is doing, I will watch.
I kind of will too. I mean, I'll watch it all, and you know that. But, yeah, you've got, like, earlier in the week, and I know it's only Tuesday, but when I heard this, I'm like, yeah, no. But yesterday I heard a ton of noise on this. And Joey's down there, and maybe. All right, Sean wants to talk about Greg Heyer, the basketball coach down in New Mexico State. Hello, Sean.
Hey, good morning. Pretty excited about this coaching hire. You know, I did laugh at the Chicago State and Dixie State comment.
That was cute.
Coming from a fan whose team finished 5 games below 500 in 9th place. Excited about the hire. I hope that we see some more shooters, like you were saying. I think the defense is always elite with Jans, but offense struggled a little bit. So hopefully he can recruit in some shooters. But beyond that, looking at a little beyond that, seeing the contract money is still a little frustrating for me as an NMSU fan. Seeing them only up $10K from what Marvin Menzies was getting paid like 12 years ago. If they want to keep a coach around, they need to bump that money up. And I know that they have retention bonuses and all that stuff, but that's a well that Mario Mocha can't keep going back to. It's finite. He needs to get paid more too, by the way. You know, as great as everybody is for applauding the chancellor and getting NMSU into Conference USA moving forward, they need to invest some more into athletics. Thanks, guys.
See you. So I think the basis of that is right, but where you get the money to invest more into athletics. So, like, yes, I agree with you. To be more now, I don't care what you invest at New Mexico State, at UNM. When the SEC comes calling and waving a $2.4 million check, you're not going to be able to compete. Okay, when UCLA came calling on Steve Alford and offered him what was it, guaranteed $16 million, Like at some point, you can't compete. And I hear all the time, and you know, people who are the non-sports people, oh, we're just a stepping stone. Everybody's a stepping stone, damn it. Everybody is. No, honestly.
Yeah, to me, it's can you continue to compete at the level you want to compete at to give coaches that opportunity. Because coaches will be interested in your job if they know they can go and win, and then it could lead to a bigger payday. You're never keeping coaches around at New Mexico State for 10, 15 years if they're winning at a high level.
Roy Williams used Kansas as a stepping stone to North Carolina, right? Kansas. I mean, like everybody goes from one school to another. These whole Tom Izzos, we went through a few of these. How many are there anymore? Guys that have been at a place for 20 years. There's Krzyzewski and Izzo and I mean, I don't know.
Well, and those are the guys that are winning at the highest level. So there's Roy Williams that's going back to North Carolina.
Right.
So a lot of these guys, there's not another place for them to go. We all see it. We all understand it. If you're successful, and that would be the main thing if I'm an Aggie fan. Well, yeah, you would like to keep these guys around longer, but it's ultimately, can you keep this trend going?
That's right. Look, if Richard Pitino in 3 years gets a job back in the Big Ten, and he's making, at that point, it'll be, $3 million a year, whatever? That's going to be because your program's in a better place. And I know some of you will be bitter, and hopefully most of you will respond like most Aggie fans did. Thank you. Good luck to you. You got us to a way better place. Thanks for what you did for us. Let's keep it rolling. That's how this is, man. That's how your job is. That's how his job is. That's how it is. And dare I say, how many times has Mike Krzyzewski been lured by the Lakers, by the NBA, right? When you're successful, people notice. Some people got more money than you and more opportunity. And maybe it's something, just a different opportunity. Edward, good morning.
Well, good morning. Beautiful morning here in the 505. With all the Oscars chaos Sunday night, a couple of things caught my my interest yesterday. Jeff, Dave Lister and JJ are about maybe half a generation younger than us, and they don't remember. But in terms of sports popularity, there's been 3 must-watches since we were kids. Number 1 was when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson entered the NBA. You and I watched the NBA Finals tape delayed after the 10 o'clock news before they came in. So when they came in, and they have a special on, I think, HBO right now about the Lakers dynasty.
Spectacular.
It was fascinating. It might have been Showtime. I don't know. But that was a must-watch because they essentially saved the league. They saved the NBA. Let me say that again. They used to show the NBA Finals tape delayed after the 10 o'clock news.
That's correct.
I remember watching Wes Unseld and Jack Sikma and the Bullets and, I forget the other team.
It was the Bullets. No, they were the Sonics. The Bullets and the Sonics. Neither one exists anymore. They're not the Bullets or the Wizards, and the Sonics are in Oklahoma City. And it was the Sonics and the Bullets, and they were on after the late news.
Yep, and then and Dr. J was a component of that as well. He was must-see. Second person that was must-see coming in was when we were kids, they would joke about golf with their commercials that it was boring, nobody would watch. And I'm like JJ, I would watch every minute of Tiger's career. So for him to come in, it was fascinating. I would watch all day. The TV would be on in the background, and he basically captivated the world with his golf capability.
Yep.
And then the third one, of course, was Jordan because the Nike marketing machine behind him, that was must-see television, and he captivated not only all of pop culture with his look and everything else. So, if Tiger plays or at least makes an appearance and plays 9 holes, that's a win in my book. Briefly on the NCAA tournament, it's been really good. The Elite 8 games were probably the worst I've seen in at least 2 decades. It just happens, right? Maybe it was bad matchups. They were non-competitive. And at least we're getting the Blue Bloods in the finals. And I think Villanova and Jay Wright, I think he's the best coach right now in NCAA basketball. He has the most NCAA wins since, I think, 2016, more than any coach. He has a couple of national titles. But with his 2 guards getting hurt in the last minute of the last 2 games, I just don't know if they're going to withstand that and be able to get by Kansas and then the Carolina Duke winner. But one thing I've noticed about the NCAA game is I think, and this happens in the NBA as well in the playoffs, the teams get into the half-court set and they wait too long to run their offense. They need to start their offense earlier in the shot clock because they move the ball around the perimeter, and then they start to their offense with about 8 to 10 seconds left, and they end up forcing up a bad shot. Steve Kerr has mastered this, and I know they run off transition, but when you get into your offense way early, and if you shoot it with 6 seconds into the shot clock, you're just getting a better look. And I've noticed repeatedly, teams just take the shot clock down, and you're throwing up garbage at the end, and I think it impacts the game significantly. So, just a basic observation. But yeah, I'm still rooting. I'm still rooting against Duke. Maybe I'll use some reverse psychology and root for them. But I think Carolina's going to beat them. I really do. And then I think that Villanova is going to take out Kansas. No offense, Terry. I know I like you and I like your program, but I'm rooting for my guy Jay Wright. He's got the cleanest look in NCAA's, and I think he's the best coach. But thank you for letting me share my thoughts.
All right, see you.
You guys have a delightful day.
He's on Villanova. Duke will lose. He says, I think Duke wins. I'm on Duke right now. Where are you on with who's left? Who do you got?
I believe in the Magic too.
I'm on the Magic, dude.
I think Duke is just a better team
than Carolina. I do
Carolina.
Too. I do too.
At this exact moment, I'm leaning Duke, Kansas.
505-246-0610. Keep them coming. You can get in on that. You can get in on Greg Heyer. You can get in on the NFL overtime and minority coaching rules. We're here for all of you on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest...
I'm not going to lie, man. The noise around the Tiger thing is starting to get louder. More like supposedly the jet has landed, and really nice jet, by the way. And Joey LaCava's down in Florida, and he's walking with Tiger. Tiger's walking the golf course. Look, there's not a chance Tiger wins. I'm just telling you, if he shows up for more than the dinner and tees this thing up and plays, I mean, he may finish dead last. Would you think he would? Have him play competitively. I mean,
no.
No?
He won't be dead last.
No, not dead last.
All right. He doesn't make the cut, does he?
I don't think he makes the cut,
He doesn't make the cut.
but not dead last.
All right. But I'll watch every damn shot.
Oh, everyone will.
Like the Thursday, Friday ratings might be better than Sunday. And that's saying something because I don't know if you know this, but this is a tradition unlike any other. Have you heard that? Tiger Woods, y'all, might play. Now, are you starting to buy into this? By the way, the text line says bleep the Aggies. All right. To Edward, the Indiana State, Michigan State NCAA championship in 1979, Dr. J was my must-see. No doubt. You starting to buy into some of this?
Yes.
You're selling me on it, Jeff.
I'm just, the stuff I'm listening to, I'm reading, I'm hearing, there's, like, really? And you know me, man. I'm going to watch the Masters because I want to see John Rahm and Xander Schauffele and Scotty Scheffler's the number one player in the world. Did you know that? Scotty Scheffler's the new number one player in the world after winning the match play championship last weekend down in Austin. He's the new number one.
As your gambler over here, Tiger Woods has gone from 66 to 1 to 50 to 1 to win the Masters.
Stop it.
In a day.
Okay, like I believe in fairy tales. You know that.
Yes, and the magic.
I do. But there's just no way. You don't get to come out of a car wreck and not play for a year and a quarter and go win the Masters. We're all due. Oh, by the way, you're 40. What is he, 45, 46? Like, with all due respect to how great he is and he's Superman, I'm down with all of that. Like, I would bet my mortgage that he won't win. Give me the field. You want the field or Tiger?
Oh my gosh, FanDuel plus 4,000, 40 to 1. This
What
is
it?
crazy.
So the odds are moving, right? With the odds moving like that.
This is crazy.
What-
All my
what is that
betting
telling you?
websites.
It's telling you that there's a chance now, and that chance is starting to become maybe more of a, I don't want to say probability, but a possibility. It means something to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
All right, here it comes. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails jeff@sportsanimалabq.com. JJ@sportsanimалabq.com. AC's in on the overtime rules in the NFL. In all other sports, even golden goal sports, hockey, soccer, both teams touch the ball. Baseball, both teams have a chance. What NFL should do is both teams touch the ball. If it's tied after that, next score wins. That's a proposal.
Yes.
That is one of the proposals on the table. Both teams have to have possession. And after that, it would be sudden death. Would you have to extend the overtime period to 15 minutes for that? Because basically what you're saying, if each team has a 5-minute possession and kicks a field goal or scores a touchdown, we're out of time. Do you have to go to 15 minutes? Which I'd be fine with, by the way. I mean, is that really, the 5 minutes of extra play really saving the player's health? Not playing that extra 5 minutes?
Saving the player's health is just declaring the game a tie at the end of regulation.
Okay, so why do we cut it from 15 to 10? There's a really tight window.
To try to put some...
Try to get the
emphasis
next game on the air?
That's not a worry anymore.
With Red Zone, what percentage of people do you think watch the NFL on Red Zone as opposed to over-the-air television? Do you watch on Red Zone?
Oh, well, I always have.
Because you're always at an establishment with Red Zone on.
Or no, I'm at home and we have 2 laptops and a TV, and
I'd say
Two
over
games.
the air is still the majority.
You think so?
Yes.
Just because of the price
I
tag.
love Red Zone, though.
Spendy. No, it's spendy. Now, doing what we do, I consider that a work expense and I write it off. Huh?
You're a genius.
Well, not really. I mean, how could you not do that?
Oh, doing it this year.
I do pay for it, and I do write it off. I don't find that to be me cheating the system. What
No,
do we,
absolutely not.
What do we do for a living?
We are
Yeah.
three jerks who can't name three players
on
the Arizona Diamondbacks. But
on the Arizona Diamondbacks, right? That's 100%. All right, so JG, there's part of me that leans towards that both teams should have a chance to touch the ball. I know, I told you, I think it's going to stay where it is and add that 2-point conversion rule, which to me feels the same. Which to me, we didn't really change it. We tweaked it. It's the same thing, but what's the percentage? Do you know? And I guess I can find this. What is the percentage, the success rate on 2-point conversions in the National Football League? One of you, do me a favor, just so I can talk and not type at the same time. But if somebody could look that up, but it feels like it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and this is when you get to an overtime, someone's always going to kind of feel slighted because you don't necessarily just want a coin flip to play a determining factor, which kind of can do if you win it, go down, score a touchdown, but you're not springing it on anyone. You know what's at stake. Everyone understands the rules. I think for me, my favorite is, all right, 2 touches. If you're tied after that, next scorer wins. Let's go. You've had your chance.
That's where I am. Everybody touches it. Each team has a possession.
the success rate of a 2-point conversion is between 40% and 55%, which is significantly lower than the extra point.
Between 40 and 55, that's like a big gap.
I know.
What's the damn answer?
The damn average is 45%.
All right. So almost half of the time, right? Almost half the time. And obviously it's less than it is the 1-point conversion. You know, gosh, JJ, at 45%, wouldn't you be tempted to go for it all the time? At 45%.
Well, and we're seeing
a lot more
across the board with going for 2 earlier, or Brandon Staley and what he did with the Chargers last year on 4th downs and his aggressiveness in the games.
That's right. And he didn't make the playoffs. All right, the other big thing in the NFL yesterday that came out, Bill Belichick is not naming an offensive and defensive coordinator because titles don't mean anything, the jobs do. And you guys said earlier, well, he sure likes being called head coach. And he does, and he is. And whether they took the title away from him or not, he'd be the head coach. And I guess what he's saying is there's people in those roles, we're just not calling him the coordinator. We're not calling them a coordinator. Like I'm not sure where he's going with this. Everybody's got their role. Somebody's still playing that role, correct?
You're still only going to want one person being the guy. But you know what this is?
What? I don't have to pay you to be a coordinator?
This is Bill Belichick just reminding everyone that he's going to call the plays offensively, he's going to call the plays defensively, and you deal with it.
All right.
just let it be known.
You know, geniuses when they get, is it fair to say he's the back end of his career?
Yeah.
It is, right? I mean, I don't know when it ends, but is he in his 70s, upper 60s? When they get to the back end of their career, they do stuff because, I don't know, because they can.
He is 69 years old.
All right, so that's almost 70s. I mean, he's at the back end, whatever that means. He could have 17 more years left, but I mean, I think he's at the back end. Geniuses do stuff because they can. And this almost feels like, I can do it because I can. Coaches are going to coach. We're on to Cincinnati.
Such a good impression.
I just feel like he's doing stuff because he can. Josh McDaniels left to be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Josh McDaniels was his longtime and twice appointed offensive coordinator. So who's moving into that spot? Well, we're just going to coach. Coach is coach, and we're just going to coach, and nobody can coach. Like what the hell? Somebody's his offensive coordinator, isn't it? And in that room, you kind of know who it is. Does that mean he doesn't have to pay a guy that number? What does he care? He's not paying it. I guess what's the end game here? Him just trying to show you he's a genius and we don't need titles? Is that what the end game is?
I don't believe that just because you're the OC or DC, you have to get paid a certain amount, but you usually probably are making more than other coaches. When you're hard to be the offense coordinator, the defense coordinator, but now you're just a coach.
You're just a coach. We're all just coaches. And when we come back, what quarterbacks are still out there? Who's looking for quarterbacks? What do you want to add to your quarterback room? There's a couple of names out there that you're going to go, no way, but maybe. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Moments. Quietest moments. And every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours, with faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact
Load management amazes me. The whole concept. Like I was just reading something. Draymond may skip Warriors game to watch LeBron's history making. Like load management. We're all paid to do a job. You can just say, "Hey, I don't want to work today." Like what about Vitale? What what about load management for Vitale? When does he get load managed? I guess he's off this week, isn't he?
He is. He's on vacay.
What about J.J. Buck, man? He was traveling to Corvallis last week, had to do the show and then a game in the same day.
The hustle doesn't stop.
I mean, when does he get load management? You know what I'm saying? Load management. I don't want to work today. Well, we pay you to do a job. Yeah, but I mean, I'm tired. Okay, take the day off.
I'm tired.
We're going to pay you anyway. My ankle hurts. My knee hurts. My head hurts. My voice hurts. My larynx hurts. My tonsils are sore. I need load management. I don't know. The whole concept's pretty amazing to me.
It's because you don't care about that Tuesday night game in Memphis or that Monday night game in Memphis, but you care about the postseason. That's what these teams are angling for.
I care about every Tuesday morning show in March. Let me just tell you. Every one. I bring it. It amazes me. All right. What quarterbacks are on the market and who needs them? So there are currently 3 quarterbacks who've been to a Super Bowl and a first-round, number 1 overall pick that are available. Sounds attractive, doesn't it? 3 quarterbacks who've been to the Super Bowl, JJ. And a number 1 overall pick. You can have any of them. You can have Jim Garoppolo, Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick's out there every day telling me he's still working out, and Baker Mayfield.
Well, everyone wants to try to stay a little bit healthy. Get on him.
Who do you want? If you're a team in need of a quarterback, or now you're in the backup market, or you're a team that's got, I don't know, Mitchell Trubisky or Sam Darnold or Carson Wentz is your starter, Daniel Jones. So I'm looking at who's my number 2? Who do I want? Who do you want of those guys?
Well, you're not acquiring anybody if you just traded for Carson Wentz. Then you're not going to go, let's go Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo.
You got Tyler Heineke to back him up. Okay.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
You're Atlanta.
Baker
Who's
Mayfield.
Atlanta's quarterback.
Marcus Mariota.
Who's Marcus Mariota? All right.
Like these guys are, we're going to have to wait till the draft. Nothing's happening until the draft.
Who would you want?
Because if you're, right now, if you're Atlanta or you're Carolina, or Atlanta made their move, that brought in a free agent, got a guy, but it makes no sense to just go out there and get one of the guys because, like, go to the draft, see which quarterback falls to you, see what you think about this class. Garoppolo, Mayfield are not moving until after the draft.
Well, the difference on Garoppolo and Mayfield are the money attached to them. There's a lot of money attached to those guys.
And it's not that much attached to Mayfield.
18 guaranteed, right? And you would get the Browns to pay a bunch of it. Browns have no choice. Browns are in a spot where they're going to have to pick up a bunch of that tab just to ship him out of town. See, I still think Baker Mayfield's a starting quarterback in the NFL. And I know I might be in a fleeting minority, and I'm not telling you I think he's a top flight quarterback in the NFL. But I think he's a starting quarterback. Like, if you ask me right now, would I want Baker Mayfield or Carson Wentz, I probably would lean a healthy Baker Mayfield. I've seen enough Carson Wentz. I have. I still think Carson Wentz is a starting quarterback. I think he's a lower tier.
And I think a team like Washington, if Deshaun Watson happened before, Baker Mayfield would be their option before Carson Wentz.
Yeah, very possibly. Very possibly.
And that's what I think it's just kind of, for Baker Mayfield, it's just the odd timing of this. Teams aren't in a hurry. You can sit, you can see what's going to happen when it comes to the draft, because Baker Mayfield would be better than what's in Seattle right now, would be better than what's in Carolina. I think kind of be a push with Marcus Mariota, because is he going to have his Ryan Tannehill moment of coming back and spend some time?
He may,
backing up Derek Carr,
or he may have a Sam Darnold moment. I mean, we don't know, right? I mean, which way is that going to go? I don't know the answer, but I watched Baker enough where I don't think he's great. But I'm convinced he wasn't healthy. Convinced of that. And last year was his show me or don't, and he didn't, but he went out there because he was so injured. He knew it was his show me or don't year, and he tried so hard. I want to know more about the rap that he's getting in the locker room, because he doesn't come across to me as a whiner. He doesn't come across to me as a guy who's a problem, necessarily a prima donna. I've watched enough prima donna quarterbacks. He doesn't feel like that to me.
I think with Baker Mayfield, and the big thing is with Colin Cowherd, and just slamming Baker like I told you so. This dude ain't that guy. And Baker Mayfield's never going to be the number 1 overall pick. Can he be a quality quarterback? It's like, sure. But he's never going to be the guy that you look at and go, man, this dude changed the franchise. It's the reality of it.
No, that was a stretch, right? I mean, that was a
but
big stretch on draft.
For Baker Mayfield, he's won a Heisman Trophy. He's been the #1 overall pick. You can keep having this axe to grind. At some point, he's just going to have to take it, which he's doing right now, and realize that he's not in the driver's seat. As much as he wants to be in the driver's seat, he's not right now. And whatever happens this season, I don't think he's stepping into a starting job because it's just the timing of it all. Like, these teams are set for now. They're not. It doesn't mean all these quarterbacks need. Hey, we know that we play this game every single year.
Yep.
There's just not a spot right now, and I don't think that's an indictment on Baker Mayfield. It's just how the quarterback market played out. And if I'm a team like Carolina or Seattle, I'm going to wait till the draft to see what happens. And that doesn't mean that I won't be able to go get someone like Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo after the fact. I'm just not doing it right now.
Terry, you want to talk about the NCAA? What's up, Terry?
Yeah, well, quickly if I can. I sent you the baseball thing yesterday. So, I think that rule, ghost runners, yeah. But what I was just saying, runner on second, hit it to the right side, guy moves to third, sack fly, he scores 1-0.
Yeah.
Other pitcher gets all 3 outs. Can you have 2 perfect games yeah. And so, I was just like 50 years ago, just like you say, how would you have 2 perfect games? 50 years ago, nobody would have thought they ever would have created ghost runners, but I digress. Ricky Gervais 5 times did the Golden Globes, never got smacked or hit, and he had some of the most obnoxious jokes going, funny, but he picked on everybody. And obviously, Coach K, I am one of the anti-Coach K's. He's done amazing things, but if you go back to the Rome show, he was one of the original members of the Rat family before Rome had to go corporate, him and Shanahan and a couple others. So as much as there will be a lot of people rooting for him and Duke, there is a lot on the other side rooting against him.
That's right.
Edward, you're fine. Root for whoever you want. In fact, in my pool, if Villanova beats KU, I win a few $100, and if KU wins, I'm happy because my team won. So, and JJ, I don't know. You can look up stuff. I'm no good at it. What's the lowest rank? I'll get up here, but what's the lowest ranked team in the Big 12? Because Iowa State was undefeated outside the Big 12 and then finished 6th. So I'm more these conferences going to 16 teams and everything. You're going to have some dogs and all that, but that's why I think the Big 12 was rated the highest. Was their worst team wasn't that bad. So you guys, as always, have a great day. Enjoy the show. All the input. Take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Lowest rated Big 12 team. All right. 505-246-0610 if you want to come in. I got it. Jason email. I got time for it right now, and then you can respond to it. It's Greg Heyer is the hire. Good morning, OD. What an interview. Aggie Hoops is in good hands. I think Aggie Hoops will achieve higher ground as they go into a higher level of competition, Conference USA. Local basketball fan has a very uninformed view of other programs, including New Mexico State. For the record, NMSU has been a top 3 program in every conference it's competed, despite additions and defections. Death, taxes, and the Aggies being good are pretty normal. Can UNM boast the same? I think Jeff Grammer filed a missing person report on Lobo Hoops or posted them on a milk carton recently. For the uninformed, which most Lobo fans are, the Aggies are the red letter game for opponents in a conference that had names like Nevada, Utah State, Boise State. New Mexico State was a regular visitor to the tournament in those days, treating games with those programs like speed bumps on their way to NCAA appearances. Those programs who could not get past the Aggies seem to have found success in the Mountain West Conference. Coincidence? Utah State, Boise State, and Nevada have won more in the Mountain West Conference than they did in the WAC. New Mexico State was dominating those teams in the WAC, while the napping Gnomes has struggled against those squads as conference mates. Remember, the Lobo fan, it's interesting that the WAC alumni, Boise State, Utah State, Nevada, have lapped you, and now you celebrate victories over San Jose State with all the giddiness of a U7 soccer team headed to Chuck E. Cheese. Lobo Hoops has been an afterthought since the WAC arrivals came into your conference. Every fan base now treats you as the weird neighbor who has 20 cats. Oh, they care about your health and your home for property value reasons, but you are the butt of jokes at the neighborhood barbecue, which you don't get invited to anymore. Lobo basketball is the Will Smith of hoops, not for slapping, but the fact their arena, like Jada, is more famous for having relationships with others in the pit and NC State versus Houston. Damn. Personally, Jason. P.S. Lobos are 40-51 against the WAC leftovers, alumni, Utah State, San Jose State, Nevada, Boise State, Fresno State since 2013. Now that's a slapping for Lobo hoops. P.P.S. For those interested in the Mountain West barbecue, San Diego State and Fresno are doing keg stands. San Jose State, Air Force, Nevada are playing dominoes. What? Boise is working the grill. UNLV is texting the girls for the party. CSU and Wyoming are sneaking onto the Lobo exercise and puking into your yucca. I'm sorry, that's Zeroscape. They're sneaking into the Lobo Zeroscape and puking into your yucca to add insult to injury, while UNM is in its house saying, wait until we're good again. Stop making fun of me. And about to dial 911 because of the loud party. Damn, he just brought it. How about that?
Epic.
He said,
as usual.
Lobo basketball is the Will Smith of hoops. Not for slapping, but the fact that their arena, like Jada, is more famous for having relationships with others, i.e. the pit. Damn. Just read them, man. I just read them.
That was gold right there.
505-246-0610. If you want to slap him back, you can Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Wrap it up for you when we get back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between.
Says Jason off the top rope of Lobo basketball program and the pit. Epic should forever be etched in the minds of Lobo basketball fans. That was amazing. Grady says my phone is still smoldering. All right, he brought it a little bit. He brought it quite a bit. 2460610 if you want to get in before we get out of here today. So JJ, this Tiger thing isn't slowing down, is it?
It's not.
In fact, it's kind of going the opposite of slowing down, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So the Twitter is going stupid right now with reports of Tiger's jet being...
I mean, every move he's doing.
Well, so evidently he's at Augusta, right?
Yes.
By
He
the
said
way,
he's going to walk the course before he makes a decision.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, I want to answer Terry's question, and Ryan did the research for us, so thank you to Ryan. West Virginia was the lowest rated Big 12 team, 78th in the net. Kansas State 74th. They were a Big 12 team also. All others top 51. Ryan, and I trust Ryan implicitly, by the way. So thank you. All right. So what are you guys finding on Tiger? So Tiger has said that he will make a decision after walking the course?
I'm going to pull it up for you.
So this is out of Tiger Woods' face. Out of his own mouth.
This Twitter, it's just like blowing up.
It is going bonkers. So Tiger's jet evidently is in Augusta. And the world is losing its mind, and Tiger may play in the Masters. Like, when you woke up this morning, there was no way, right?
I wasn't even thinking about Tiger Woods
No.
in the Masters.
And now?
Now I'm all about it. I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it.
Can't tease us.
Right? It kind of feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can't just put that out there like this.
But can he? Like,
I mean, he can. I'm not going to be mad at him.
You wouldn't, right?
No, of course not. But you just are like, dang.
I mean, dude hasn't played a competitive round of golf in almost a year and a half. And he had his legs shattered and couldn't walk. And so now, I don't blame him if he goes out there, and that's, by all accounts, I've never been there. I wish I have.
Me too.
By every account, a very, very tough golf course to play to walk. But if his plane is there, I mean to tell you, you're going to lose.
Tiger Woods, yo.
That's right. That's right. All right, keep them coming. All of a sudden, you care more about the tradition like no other, unlike any other? Is that what it is? A tradition unlike any other? All of a sudden, you care a little bit more? You're going to watch Thursday. We get the Thursday morning stuff right here, right? Ryan said, can you get afternoon sessions both days?
Was the Masters? Oh, what one is it that's like not on TV?
It's always been the Masters, yeah.
I'm just like, what are we doing, guys?
Because it's the Masters.
Get over yourself.
Yeah, no, 100% on that one.
Put it on TV.
100% on that one. Yes, yes, and like you can go and find them on their website and watch like Amen Corner, and you can watch certain holes, but. And I guess there are selected groups. And look, he could play with you and me, and he'd be the selected group, right? Which, by the way, how would you feel teaming up with him watching you? Have you ever teed up on one of these first holes at one of these shotguns and everybody watching? It's pressure, man. I was out years ago up at Coachny, and Nota Begay was there, and he was teaching a kids clinic, and he's like, "Here, no, watch Jeff. Let's see, and I." You're like. I shanked it. It was on the tee. It was just a bunch of kids. It's like, wow, I'm really, really bad. Pressure. You ever stand over a putt for $5? With all your buddies watching? A 5-foot putt, little left to right for $5. A little pressure to it, right? Kind of gives you, now exponentially add the pressure of what these guys do every day. That's what makes that game so hard. I remember years ago watching a golf tournament with my mom. It's like, it's just a little, I mean, he's just got to hit it in, right? And, you know, it's a big bender left to right, 4 feet. You have no idea. You have no idea. But yet this guy may go out and do it again, boys and girls. What are you finding, Marie?
I'm just finding him and his team are going to walk the course, but I don't know if it came out of their mouth.
Well, okay, so we got confirmation that they're going to walk.
Before they make a decision.
We're going to walk/play the course, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. It's a big deal. What's the weather like in Augusta today? That's something special.
Perhaps Tiger may be playing more than the par 3 contest, but for now we can only hope.
Is he in on that with Charlie?
I guess
Him and Charlie going to go out and play?
Got some more news from Las Cruces.
What do you got?
Sir Jabari Rice.
Yeah.
Is in the transfer portal.
He is.
So he's going to explore his options for his last show of eligibility. Not closing the door on New Mexico State.
Well, that didn't take long.
But his name is in the transfer portal.
Can he play at Mississippi State?
Yes.
Can he start at Mississippi State?
Right now, yes, because
no, I don't
knows what that roster looks like.
Right. How many of these guys go to Mississippi State? I mean, Teddy Allen's going pro. He's hiring an agent. Johnny's got no more eligibility. Jabari would be a nice piece to have back, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
Be interesting. This group in particular, this core group, felt to me, JJ, like they enjoy Cruces. Does that make sense? More so than some other groups in the past who are just there. Cruces is a different spot. Greg Heyer said this morning, it feels like yesterday, that Chris Jansen told him how much he loves the place, how cool it is, how special it is. And Greg said you appreciate it more than, or you like it more than people think. How come places get reputations? Like it's got a reputation of being impossible to get to. It's 40 minutes off of an international airport in El Paso. It's not that hard to get to. Way easier to get to than, I don't know, Pullman, Logan, Laramie, right?
Corvallis.
Was Corvallis tough to get to?
It's just a long bus ride. It's like an hour and a half.
Was it an hour and a half? I thought it was a half hour. Okay. Yeah. Easier than those places.
Not terrible.
No, but Las Cruces is easier. Weather's great. Food's good. People are great. How do places get these reputations? Oh, it's horrible. It's this desolate spot.
Well, we knew Jabari not quite about the food.
Yeah. No, he told us he likes his Houston food better than that. Dude, Jabari was so good when he was with us. He was so good. We haven't had a bad New Mexico. Well, Teddy took a minute to wake up. I was going to say we haven't had a bad New Mexico State.
It's early.
It was early. You remember when he told us it's early? What time you normally get up? About?
Not now.
Hey, Marie, we've had a lot of interviews. Most of them good. I wouldn't even tell you. Some better than others, very few bad. There's only been one guy we had to say over the years, right, JJ? All right, man, we're going to let you go. You don't want to be here.
Really?
Do you remember that?
One?
Do you know who that was?
Was it?
He was a big leaguer, switch hitter.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh.
Had a
just he wasn't into it, or
D.
just
Gordon?
a bad, like some people just, who was it? Sorry.
D. Gordon. Baseball players and mornings do not mix.
It's hard, man. You know, when I did the afternoon show, we would get a lot of players on before the game. When teams came to town, we would, look at the other rosters and get managers. And baseball players in the mornings, they just don't work. They're getting up at like 11. And I get it. That's their lifestyle. They get up at 10. D. Gordon just didn't want to be on.
Yeah, you can tell.
And it was just one, all right, man, we're going to let you go back to sleep. Bye. Later. Like, it was hard. Other than that, I don't know that we've had, can you think of another bad one? I mean, some better than others, certainly, but.
Bad interviews, get out of here.
Yeah, that was the one. It was just like, all right, I'm done. All right, what do I get tonight? I get some NBA. You know what we didn't get into, and I put this on my list. And
Will the Lakers blow another lead?
So it's kind of where I was going. Lakers done? Like done as far as lottery. Like not making the play-in tournament. They're one game better than San Antonio right now to get into the playoff tournament. They get Dallas tonight on the road. Dallas is the third or fourth seed in the West. Dallas should beat them tonight. LeBron's never been on a team, right, that didn't make the playoffs.
What I was trying to remember this. His first year in Cleveland, did they make the playoffs?
I think they did.
They did, right? That's the only time I would think that they didn't.
In the offseason, does he, A, beg to get out, or B, demand massive change to that roster? And I don't know how they're going to do that because the way they're constructed with salary. Because he's not quiet in the offseason, right? He's running out of time. So are they, first of all, are they done? Are they making the 10th seed? Are they making the tournament?
I don't see it. Dallas, Utah, New Orleans, Denver, Phoenix, Golden State, OKC, Denver.
Right.
And Denver ain't going to be sitting people because they don't want to drop below 6.
They're sitting in that last spot. Right.
Golden State, by that time, is going to want to get some guys going.
In rhythm.
Hopefully have Steph Curry back. New Orleans is competing to stay in that play-in tournament.
Where are they winning?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Isn't this amazing? You would have bet your mortgage if LeBron played.
How did we talk about just in general
Yeah.
Thinking that it's crazy how things turn. Like championship team to not even in the playing.
Yes. There's no way, right? As confident as we are that Tiger cannot win the Masters, we were that confident the Lakers would make the playoffs.
Yes.
So Tiger can win the Masters? Is that what you're telling me?
Should I bet on it?
Is
that 40 to 1.
So
that 40 to 1.
A plus B equals C? Is that what you're telling me? Thanks to Greg Heyer. He was with us, the new coach at New Mexico State. Adrian Grant, great work on the TV side. A. Marie, terrific job on the radio side as always. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward is after that. 2 Men On come your way at 4, and we're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Big day today?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
For your business or your home.